Missing after a jailbreak in New Orleans that was caught on camera.
In all, 10 escaped. They got out through a hole behind a toilet. The bolts were removed and the steel bars were also cut, which makes the sheriff believe this was an inside job. The FBI is offering a reward of $10,000 per inmate. Investigators believe members of the public may be among the people helping them.
In California, the FBI is investigating an act of terrorism after a 25-year-old triggered an explosion outside a California fertility clinic over the weekend. That suspect died. He left behind anti-pro-life writings and attempted to live stream the blast. The explosion also damaged nearby buildings. At least 4 other people were injured.
This just looks like a nightmare here. 2 people are dead, 19 others were hurt after a Mexican Navy ship hit the Brooklyn Bridge. New York City Mayor Eric Adams says Saturday's crash happened because the pilot lost power of the ship. And one witness says he was in disbelief, and watching the ship crash into the bridge made him feel like he was in a movie.
I didn't realize until after, but there was people on the masts of the boat, like up there. So one of theirs got hit and they fell off of it and they were hanging on the rope because they were all attached to it. Like, I didn't know what to think. I was like, is this a movie? Like, it was honestly like crazy.
City officials say there was no damage to the bridge. The 3-masted sailing ship was built back in 1982. It was visiting New York City as part of a cultural exchange program between Mexico and the U.S. Hearts break for those grieving families now.
An Oregon man is going viral after quitting his corporate job to sell the world. Oliver Widger gained a massive following on social media after he cashed out his 401k, sold his cars, and took his cat Phoenix to set off on a once-in-a-lifetime journey. Fox's CB Cotton has more on the personal mission driving his trip around the world.
Look at this.
It's a dream turned into a reality. One man who quit his 9-to-5 job to sail across the Pacific has gained a massive following. Now his more than 2 million followers on TikTok and Instagram are closely watching his journey from Oregon to Hawaii.
Welcome to day 3, sailing alone across the Pacific Ocean with my cat.
4 years ago, Oliver Widger says he was diagnosed with Klippel-Feil syndrome, which primarily affects the neck and runs the risk of paralysis. It was then he realized his, quote, mortality.
And then I just grew to like despise my life and like the corporate machine.
But Widger had no money, no plan, and $10,000 in debt after his abrupt departure as manager of a tire company.
I literally had an empty apartment before I bought a boat. So like a month after quitting, I bought a sailboat.
He later spent months repairing that boat and taught himself how to sail off YouTube videos, later embarking on his journey with just his cat named Phoenix.
Somehow, my cat is doing much better than I am.
His launch to fame on social media has assisted in funding his sailing dream. Widger credits his popularity to his story being relatable.
You can be making $150,000 a year, and you still feel like you're just making ends meet. And I think people are just tired of that.
Now, more than 2 weeks into his journey, Widger hopes others will follow their own dream, no matter how impossible it may seem. In New York, CB Cotton, Fox News.